business. We'll be back at it again, and we're about to do some business. Welcome to the platform, thing called Barn and Track, thing called Behind the Scenes. Pause that for a minute. Tonight we got some business to take care of. He's back, and he promised me that win or lose, he's going to be back. We're going to have a chat, and we're going to discuss many things. We're going to talk about some stuff, man. The one and only Darwin Clarke. He's back on the platform, guys. So let's introduce him and welcome him.
Good night, Derek. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. Good night to you. Good to see you.
Thank you. Same here. How's the weather?
Well, you know, that's a Canadian thing to say. It's always how's the weather, and the weather is always the weather. You know, up and down. It's Canada. What can I say, man?
I guess it's a North American thing because you know, the weather changes all the time, and people are hoping other people had better weather than them and stuff like that. So it's always a good icebreaker in my neck of the woods. You know, how's the weather?
Well, yeah. I mean, you need to know the weather too, because you need to know how to dress.
Yeah, dress appropriate. Yes, for sure.
That's right. You got to make proper preparation.
Correct.
Well, welcome back to the platform, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I'm back. I got some lashes, but I shared some blows too. So had 2, 1, so it's not too bad. 50%. We were looking for the double, but it didn't materialize. But we started off at a bang. So we'll take what we receive and we'll retool and come again.
Well, the last time you were here, you said win, lose, or draw. You're gonna come back and we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a chat. But you know, leading up to this Gold Cup 2023, I just want to, you know, overall, before we get into any, you know, deep conversations or anything like that, I just want to know from you your overall feelings towards the Gold Cup, because for me, I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was great, actually. I thought from a fan and from a person watching from abroad, I thought it was beautiful to watch. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was tremendous. I actually called the CEO of the Barbados Turf Club and trying to congratulate her on a job well done. It was an excellent show. Very good racing. The fans were out. Punting was great. I mean, all in all, a tremendous day, and this should be commended for that. It was absolutely superb for the Barbados Turf Club, and I think they should use this Gold Cup as a springboard, you know, to keep that fan base, keep the spectators coming out, and hopefully the punting stays where it was at for Gold Cup Day. So all in all, A+. Couple of little axes I have to grind, but we can get to that later.
Well, let's get to that later. I mean, let's get that later, but let's take care of the you know, the introduction part of this this show. Let's round up the activities on March 4th, and I thought it started off well. Somebody was saying to me that they haven't seen Garrison Savannah so packed from so early in the day. And I mean, I wasn't there, you weren't there, but I'm pretty sure you probably saw.
Yeah, I got a lot of live video. People were sending me stuff all the time, and one thing I forgot to mention was the drone view. That was awesome to see that, you know, the overhead drone shot. It was, it's like, all right, we're coming. We're not quite there yet, but we're coming. It was great.
Yeah, it was really awesome. You know, that shot was wonderful, and it added something different that I guess we'd never seen before.
Yeah,
you know,
a different facet to it. Yeah, it was very, very good.
Yeah, I have to agree, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. I hope they continue with it, and it continues and it improves and it gets even better. You know. Well, that being said, I mean you're having a good year so far. I mean, to be honest, 2023 started, and you had your list of things, and you had to cool more, and you ran. How'd you run in that? Second and third?
Yeah, second and third in the Coolmore, and then decided after the Coolmore that we were gonna sprint Joqular, so we are gonna cut her back to a sprint, and got a lot of pushback, a lot of negative comments, and you know, people calling you crazy and not knowing what you're doing and guessing whatever, and we took our blows, but then come race day, it was we shared, we I guess we.
So, but before we get into that, I think we got you froze a little bit there for a second there, Mr. Clarke.
I'm here, yeah.
Yeah, you froze up for a second. And before we get into that, right? Um, leading up to the activities. I don't know if you're frozen or what. Blink. Let me see something.
I'm here. Yeah. I was just listening. I'm an intense listener. I listen a lot. So I was like,
for a minute, I thought I was talking to myself.
Yeah, but, I'm here. I'll keep going like I'm here.
So I want to congratulate you live on air for your victory in the Spa Sprint. Somebody else is congratulating you as well, but I wanted to do that on air. So congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, congratulate the whole team. The entire team is not just a singular; it's the entire team.
That's right. Absolutely. Well. Absolutely. Definitely we'll do that for sure. Congratulations to everyone. But before we get into that, Mr. Clarke, there were, leading up to this Spa Sprint, I remember people were asking and keep bugging me, and I would keep hearing, Mr. Darwin Clarke, he kept saying he's looking for a horse to beat Dominus in this sprint. And lo and behold, it looks like you had that horse all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
what was happening there, man?
So it's funny because I ran that thing through my brain a couple of times. I said, well, okay, you're looking for a sprinter, but what if we already have the sprinter there? You know what I mean? What if we already have that tool in our tool shed? But that's still something on the horizon. We're still looking. Came across one that changed our mind kind of on whether do we want to get that or not, and kind of passed on it. But this one is like a rocket, a very fast horse, and so we're still like seeing if we really want it, because Joqular is a good miler. Maybe she'll get a mile and a half, but I think a mile is her top end. That's her probably best distance. So we're still looking, because if you find something, you can bring it up the ranks. Maybe this time next year you might have two of them in the Spa. But I did ran that through my head, and I said, suppose it's already there. But I wasn't 100% that she could beat Dominus, because Dominus is a very good horse. So I still wasn't 100%. Like I told you in the show, if we were 2 lengths behind him with 3 to go, we have him. But it's whether she can get her legs under her fast enough. But in the race itself, when she creamed up at the half mile, it was over. I knew she was a winner then. But, you can go into races thinking, okay, I got an excellent chance. But that first furlong, that first eighth was taxing on her to get her legs under and to get going. But she did it. She's a good horse. She did it.
No, I know. Your connectivity got a little blurred just now for a second. I don't know if you can repeat that last line so that anybody listening would be able to hear.
I think what I said is I was kind of worried about her in the first furlong and a half, the first eighth of a mile, whether she would get close enough. But I figure, from 3/8 in, she'll be deadly from there. So that was my only concern. But the sprinter is a rocket. I mean, like a crack sprinter. She would, again, I'm going out on a limb here. She would probably point Dominus and he would have to be in chase mode. This horse is that fast. So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for.
Well, I don't know if you I don't know if you can hear me still.
Yeah, I can
Say
hear you.
something.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So, what were your thoughts as the spa was got going? What was your thoughts, feelings? I know you told me before you're always cool as a cucumber, but what was going through your head as that race started?
So I was watching the break very closely, and she didn't jump as sharp as she does because she's not a crack sprinter. And she was kind of mid-pack, and I'm looking for the colors. And then when the crossing by the 5, when she got over the crossing, she was in maybe 5th or 6th. And then she just creamed up on the bridle. And from the half mile, I knew it was over. I'm like, it's over. So I'm all butterflies. I am just happy. And then, Rock brought her up. She was going really, really easy. And turning for home, I'm like, I was cool, right? I was like, hey, it's over. We have the spa. And then when she got bounced by Zaid is when I start to yell because I needed her to get back into the game. And I was shouting so hard. I mean, I was like, come on. I mean, just yelling at Rocco just to straighten her up and go. And the wife is like, well, I guess Rocco must have won that one. I'm like, yeah, she certainly did. But that is when, I mean, I have not yelled that much, probably in about 10 years in a horse race. I have not. Because, normally I can see if we're coming, if we're going, and figure out, okay, we're going to be second, we're going to be third. But, like I said, I was done at the half mile. So like, here, I'm cashing my bet at the half mile. And she was going easy throughout. And he didn't go right up to press Dominus. He just waited. And then when you get what we call the tennis courts is when he just say, okay, let's go, girl. And she picked it up. And I'm like, okay, it's over. It's over. Because I told Rock, I said, look.
That was awesome because, for me watching the race, I saw Rock, come on up and was about to take the lead. And then, lo and behold, I saw another horse in between. Yeah. And, then I saw Rocco start to go towards the stands. And I was like, oh, shoot. I guess Rocco wants a close-up with his greatest fans at the Garrison.
It was scary. It was a scary moment.
Yeah, it was something to see. I was like, holy, no, don't tell me that this is going to happen. But I guess I'm about to find out.
Zaid came from, going straight to maybe a 45 to 90-degree angle. I mean, you don't see horses go that way. I mean, he went sideways, and just creamed into her. And she went out a little bit, but she was tough enough to get back in. And she never switched her leads all the way down the lane. She came down the lane on the right lead because, normally you turn for home. Horses in Barbados will switch over to the left lead and just show power home. But she never had a chance to do that. So she came down on her right lead, just trying to keep him in. And she won that way. So, I mean, in my heart, I'm saying, you know what? This girl has more. Because if she had the opportunity to get over in the correct lead down the lane, it might have been 3 or 4, So very pleasing.
Well, I remember seeing somebody said online that, they're lucky that she actually got bounced because probably would have won by like 5.
Oh yeah, and she would have absolutely. I think she would have exploded, but still got there, still won. That's all that really matters right now.
But that's interesting because I remember when we spoke with Rocco and Nancy, and Nancy was saying she was just like kind of like complimenting Joqular, and she kept saying she loved the muscles in her neck, and she was really excited about that horse, and I guess nobody kind of knew what was happening there, but I guess the story is told right now. You know what I mean?
She's a nice horse. We haven't seen the best of her. I'll tell you that much. We haven't seen the best of her. I mean, she's in her new campaign. She's 4 out of 5, And I'm telling you, we haven't seen the best of her. We haven't got to the bottom of her yet.
Well, I want to discuss that for a second, and I want to ask you a question because for me, I love to ask questions, and some of the questions sometimes are silly, sometimes they're controversial, and sometimes they're just plain questions that I need answers for. And I hear a lot of stuff. People message me, people call me, people talk to me now, uh, and leading up to this Gold Cup, when you decided to when you and your team decided to pull Joqular from the Gold Cup. um, I don't know if you heard the same things, but for me, I heard that the horse is hurting. There's problems with the horse. Where do you think that was coming from, and why was that happening? Do you have any indication?
I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you what people are thinking or why they would say certain things, but I mean, um, cutting her back in distance because, like I said, she ran creditable all year long, going 7.8, 9 furlongs. She beat the horses that were there. She did what she was supposed to do, but we knew that she's not 100. She's not giving us 100. She's not quicking up as much as we think she can. And then once Vividly came and Vividly won, and Vividly beat her in the Coolmore, although she set a really slow pace. I think the team and I thought, okay, we don't think with a strong pace that she'll beat Vividly, so let's go into sprint. And at the time, we said we'll run second to Dominus for sure, and take our chances there. And then, like I said, after we decided it was a goal, we discussed also, well, let's put some blinkers on her, some that would focus her a little more because she still looks around a little bit in her races. But like I said, she was running and running well, so it's why add, So that's why we added the blinkers to the sprint to make her a little more focused. But she'll probably go 7.8 in the same gear, and we'll probably see the best of her going 7.8 with the blinkers. But we always knew there was a little more there, and the decision was a no-brainer. It's like you're not going to beat Vividly, so why run two when we only need one? So we decided to sprint her, and like the team and I discussed, if it was 6 furlongs, 100% she was going to win. At the 5.5, we thought maybe it's a little too sharp. Maybe she'll be flying at the end, but those quicker horses would get away from her. I mean, it's a process. You have to learn about your horses as you go and figure them out. And
Yes.
we're doing a good job right now.
Well, I guess that's the key because I remember some time back you said you got the best horseman in Barbados on your
Definitely
team.
do. I mean, I said that on the last show, and that's still. I mean, some people might take offense to it, but that's my opinion. It's not going to change. I think I was on your show a year and a half ago, and I said there's 2 people in Barbados, and he was one, and he wasn't training at the time. I've known him for 4 decades, and the guy's an excellent horseman. I think you asked me if he's the best trainer, and I said no, I can't say that because his sample size is still small. He had 8 runners, 5 wins, second, a third, and 1 horse off the board. That was Vividly in the Gold Cup. So people will argue, well, it's a small sample size, but I've seen him in action over that 40-year period. And he's only going to get better, and that's the scary thing. He's going to get better.
Nice. I guess once he got to stock, it bounds to happen, and a little bit of support.
And the guy loves his horses. I mean, he puts the horses first. So back to that hurting thing. If the horses are hurted, it don't run. It's as simple as that. If you see those horses at the track, everything is A+. All the stalls are painted, beautiful bedding. Apart from the horses that just came in, which is So Suave, it's a Gamble and the two Ramsey horses. Those horses were the best looking horses on the ground. And that's no joke. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Like, I get pictures all the time, and it's like, they have to look that way. I don't care if they can run or not. They have to be taken care of, like they're in Kentucky or Dubai. I mean, they have to have the best of every single thing. And they come first. You know, people will laugh at the operation and say, oh, it's just wasting this, oh, it's just wasting that. I mean, I think most of those have 3 fans in front of their stall. I mean, they have 3 fans blowing all the time to keep them cool. Mm-hmm. Beautiful bedding that, you know, when they bed down at night, they're comfortable. You know, the little things. Stall painted, stall washes out once a week. I mean, we don't leave a stone unturned. And I'm gonna say I said that, but you know, we're discussing prior to the Gold Cup with Vividly is, you know, what if this horse comes in heat, you know? And apparently she was in heat for the Gold Cup, but we didn't want to give her any medication to keep her out of her cycle. So, you know, you can say it was a misstep. You can say, you know, we didn't look that far down the road, but we didn't want to change anything because she was on such a lovely program, working well. So it's like, why introduce something that you don't really necessarily have to? And I think we got burned there, but hey, it's a lesson learned. We move on.
And the horse, she came back well.
Oh yeah,
or
she's
did she?
100% well. Yeah, 100%.
That's good to hear.
But if she wasn't, then she'll be going to stud. So, you know, when I talked to you last year about it, I said if we get 3 races, we're good, and we already has 3 in. But her ankles are good. You know, the horses are good. And that's fantastic. You know, but they're all resting now.
And I guess they're getting a nice little break until the next race.
They're gone away for a month. They'll be on the farm to the end of March, and then they'll come back in and prepare for whatever race is on the books.
But and you got some other horses down there too, right?
Yeah, we have Rapunzel's Dream and Solar Kitten, but they're with another trainer.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a beautiful day. Vividly came back well. Joqular came back well, and and they're resting for a month, and you know, that's really, really good to hear. I guess from the fans' point of view, and also for you guys. I mean, it's good that the horses are well.
And yeah, you can let the fans know that was pre-planned. You know, that was no matter what. Sunday morning, they were supposed to be on the farm. I mean, whether they're run dead last, you know, there's no change in those well laid out plans for anything. So, you know, Joqular won, she's resting. Vividly ran horrible, she's resting. It's just, that's the plan that we had laid out. That's how we'll execute it going forward. That's it. There's no.
Oh. Now you've like I told you earlier, you ran second and third in the Coolmore, and you came back. You won the Spa, which many people didn't like. Some people thought that it was going to be a joke. Apparently, you had to start running from 2 days in
Thursday,
yeah.
Hey, by the way, thanks for the head start. You know, we call it late. Give me a late. You know, thanks for the late. We obviously needed it.
That was funny, right?
Well, that was so funny. Yeah. I like the nice segue into it. But yeah, I know we're gonna have guests tonight. We have a few guests probably waiting in the green room for me to get off my soapbox here, but it's a couple of other things I want to address.
Well, go ahead, my friend.
I'll start with the handicapper, and this is, you know, post Gold Cup. So John Mark Cozier had a horse that finished second, Zaid. Apparently caused interference or a horse in the race or whatever, and I think they ended up putting this horse 8th. You know, final race position is 8th. And I don't want to call him stupid, but the handicapper, whoever he is, decides he's going to promote this horse anyway. So his final race position is 8th, but then he moved up like 10 or 12, I guess I call them notches, points, whatever. So you're penalizing a horse. The stewards are saying that this horse rightful place in the race is 8th place, 8th position. But you still move him from his old handicap. I just want to tell the turf club, handicapper, whoever he is, that's stupidity. That's so ignorant of him to do that. That's like you having a horse that win a maiden race, gets disqualified, and he loses his maiden tag. I mean, you cannot do that. You can't have it both ways. You cannot move the horse for his second place run and promote him at the same time. I mean, that's nonsense. Then there's a race coming up here. I don't remember what race it is, but it have this Tough Rags horse in it. I think he has top weight 128, and every other horse in the race has 110 pounds. So he's telling the betting public that this horse is only 18 pounds better than the worst horse in that field. And that's not true. That's impossible, because you got another 7 or 8 horses with 110. So, I mean, you have to handicap those horses also. So that is more ignorance. And I don't understand why the turf club doesn't, I don't know, I don't want to say control, but talk to this person and say, look, this is not fair. Yes, a Tough Rag horse has to have top weight, but then that 18-pound delta is not enough for the other horses competing, the other 8 or 9 horses that has 110 pounds. I mean, that's stupidity. I guess that's my beef with a handicapper, I mean, other than a race or two ago, Joqular won a race and he apparently forgot to move her. And then 2 days later, he promotes the horse. I called him through someone there on the ground, and the person is talking to this guy. I'm on the phone line, and I'm speaking through the third party, and I'm asking him questions. And he's like, well, I can't talk to you because you're an owner. But he's talking to the middleman, who happened to be a trainer. And I said, well, how can I communicate with you? How can I get my questions answered? He said, well, you have to email. I said, well, give me your email address. Oh, you have to get that from Miss Pierce. I mean, no one there holds these people accountable, so they'll keep doing the same shit they've been doing for years and years and years. And it's not right. I mean, if I had owned Zaid, I would be so pissed off right now. I mean, I would ream somebody's ass. I mean, as simple as that. It's uncalled for. It's unprofessional, and someone has to do something about it. I sincerely hope that this guy is not getting paid to do his job, because he needs to give the turf club a refund. And I don't care if you penalize my horses for saying this and talking shit about him, but do what you have to do. You know what I mean?
But why do you think that happens?
There's no accountability, I think. No accountability. No one there holds anyone accountable, because they will fire some people. I mean, you have to change the culture there. You absolutely have to change the culture. You just cannot just go, okay, it is the way it is, either race it or take your horses somewhere else. That's a huge problem when you have a handicapper that doesn't seem to know what he's doing. I mean, you do stuff that just does not make sense. It absolutely does not make sense. No rhyme, no reason. And then when you have people calling to have a dialogue about it, oh, you're unreachable. You got to go through 10 channels to get to him. And all I was doing was asking a question. A simple explanation is how you can send out an official promotion document, and then 2 days later you can revise it and promote a horse. I mean, the worst part about that is that the horse was running in 2 weight for age races after anyway. She wasn't going back in a handicap. And then you could correct your mistake later down the road. You could penalize that horse, saying, okay, well, I missed you last time. Here's that 2-point, penalty that you're supposed to have from the last race. But the lack of communication, too, is, in my opinion, is offensive, because without horse owners, you have no races. And the Turf Club have a knack of chasing people away. They've been doing it from since I was a little boy, so they'll continue to do it. Yeah,
Now,
but
I
I
want
don't
to ask.
know.
I want to ask you on that because I know that people can say criticism is it hurts, but it also helps, and I think uh, criticism also can make anyone or anything improve. Um, you people, fans or people that watching can say, look, we don't like something, and obviously, I mean, in I know Barbados and they don't like to hear about North America. They don't like to hear the comparison, right? But I'm just going to use the comparison anyways because say for instance someone say look this harms somebody or harms something, we got to change some stuff about it. um it is in good nature for you to do that or look into it, right?
But you think you should. You think that that's a natural process, right? It's like, okay, if you have 10 people complaining, let's look into it. Let's try to fix this. Let's try to fix something. And that's a problem. They never try to fix anything, you know. And
But
it's sad.
that is sad, but um it's a good opportunity with all these platforms that are out there that
Right.
people can look at these things now.
And the thing is, right now, it's freedom of information. All that information is out there. They can reach out. You don't have to reach out to North America, like you're saying, but reach out to your local Trinidad or Jamaica or another jurisdiction and say, hey, how do you guys do this? You have someone there that can help us handicap, just reach out locally. It doesn't have to be international. It could be on a local level or within the island itself. There's people there that can handicap horses. They don't have to be official handicapper, but you can reach out and, excuse me, you can reach out to them and say, hey, let me tap into you and see what kind of info you have or what you think about this, and use the people around you. I mean,
But
we do it here all the time. I mean, there's no professional that is not willing to give some info.
But is it that they can't or someone can't handicap, or is it just you think is intentional?
It's complacency. I don't think it's intentional. I'm not saying anybody's doing anything intentional. I think it's just being complacent and no one to be accountable to. And if there is somebody that you have to like, okay, why is this or why is that? I think that's a problem. There's no accountability across the board.
Okay.
And
Well,
speaking of,
well,
go
I
ahead.
just want to say I know that that some of the people are watching or listening. So let's hope that it doesn't fall on deaf ears. You know what I mean?
For 40 years of not more than 40 actually, but for over 40 years, it has. I mean, yeah, it's just been falling. Anyway, now that I'm on my soapbox and I'm a little irritated, I said a couple of weeks ago I got some stuff to get off my chest. So I'll go ahead. I'll give you the sandwich effect. We have the
Well,
good stuff
the
on
platform
top,
is here, my friend. The platform is here.
the bad stuff in the middle, then we'll put something good at the bottom, or vice versa. So this is a sandwich effect. But anyway, I've learned a long time ago to say you never burn your tongue on another man's soup.
Hmm.
But I'm actually on a diet. I don't know, I lost 20 pounds already. So
Congratulations, as I can see it right away, my friend.
thank you. So I'm starving. So let's get this shit started, right? My problem is with my good friend, or used to be good friend. I don't know where we sit on the friend parameter, or the people who say my frenemy, or you know. I have a saying. I say old friends become new enemies. But anyway, Mr. Sean Hall, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I wish he'll pick up the phone and call me. But everyone that's associated with me, anyone that's on my team, apparently cannot get on his platform, cannot get in front of his camera to be interviewed. And I would love to ask him why. I'm asking him to give me a call to tell me why. And here's those people. I'll start with number one is Tashawn Hazelwood. Very good young writer. A guy that Sean kind of introduced me to, wrote some winners. Sean told me the guy is the real deal. Okay, won some races, had a good time, whatever. Then I guess at some point he rode a bad race, and Mr. Hall just got rid of the guy. Basically, stopped speaking to him, stopped using him, stopped riding him, which is fine. But if you're this person that's trying to help your countryman, trying to help the young people, you would think that you would talk to the guy.
And he's a
You know,
young
tell
man.
him,
How
hey,
old is he?
I just think he just turned 24 last Friday.
Young man.
Yeah, he's a young man. But nurture him, you know what I mean? Give him the tools that he needs to be a better rider instead of just, you know, cutting legs from under him and kicking into the wolves. But anyway, the kid went on, he won the apprentice championship and he won the jockey's title. You would think Sean would give him a freaking interview, but no interview. You know, but I don't think the kid is reaching out for an interview either. But I mean, it's like, that's so blatant and so wrong. Then we have Charles Williams, guy that I've known Sean for over 40 years. I don't think he's ever done anything to offend this guy or to piss him off, for lack of a better word. You know, you would think he would give the guy an interview. The guy had a horse in the Spa and a horse in the Gold Cup. I would say almost every other trainer got an interview. But this guy never got a fucking interview. I'm sorry. I hope the kids are in bed because I'm getting heated. I'm sorry. I take that word back, the F-bomb.
That's all right.
But anyway, you would think he would get an interview. Like I said earlier, the guy 8 horses, 5 wins, second or third, and just ran out. But for some reason, he thinks he's the bag man. He thinks he's the gatekeeper. He thinks that if you're associated with Darwin Clarke, you're not coming on my platform.
But before you go on, Darwin, but didn't you take the horses from him and give them to Charles?
No. Slow down. See, that's how shits get spread. Sean fired my ass. Sean called me on Monday and said, "Hey, take your horse." Right? And like I said, a year and a half on the same platform, I said, there's 2 people that can do this for me, Charles and Sean Hall. So when he got rid of me, my natural fallback plan was to go to the guy. So he never did anything to Sean Hall. And if he did, Sean Hall needs to call me and tell me what he did. You know, and this is the man that was a proponent for equal rights, equal access for everybody, serving the underserved people, you know, all this stuff. But now everybody that's around me is guilty by association. Even if you're remotely connected to me, you're guilty from association. I'm not making this shit up, Derek. Jalissa Calendar, young owner in the business, had a third percent of a horse in the Gold Cup. You think that guy will reach out to her and interview her? He would not, because she's associated with me. You know, young Kenny John. He had 2 horses in the Coolmore, 1 in the Spa. You think he'll reach out and give him an interview? No, because he's associated with me. I don't need an algorithm to say, you're not imagining this thing, Darwin. This is not right. I mean, it's blatant, but I just want to know what I have done to this guy that people around me are guilty by association. I mean, it baffles me. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I don't need to go on his platform. I don't need to associate with him. But how can you be an oppressor to people that a year and a half ago that you would fight for? I don't understand that. I need somebody to explain that to me. I mean, it is blatant stupidity at the highest level. Is that because you're associated with me, you can't go on his platform? I mean, the Perkins thing is a whole different thing. Okay? He's not going to have Perkins on the show because him and Perkins were beefing for years now. That's fine.
Perkins, that's the winning trainer, right?
Romel Level. I'm sorry. You don't know Miss Perkins. Sorry.
Well, I see it. I hear people call him Perkins too, but I know I put it all together.
Yeah,
and,
Romel Level.
That's right. I noticed that he wasn't. I didn't see him much of him.
And I don't want to make it a black and white thing and say, well, he's not interviewing his black people, you know, because I don't think it's a black and white thing. I mean, last year when I flew in Rocco for the Coolmore, him and Rocco were buds. You know, a couple of months ago they were still buds, but I guess once he lands this year, it's like not an interview, and it just burns me. I just want him to know that, hey, I see you, and it doesn't look good on you. You know what I mean? But it just burns me inside because this guy used to be, I think he called himself at once a social agitator or something like that, something of that nature. But he used to fight for these same guys that now he's more or less, shutting them out from their story being told or not giving them the right place at the table because everybody else in the Gold Cup got interviewed. But it's just those particular people. No interviews granted. And honestly, that's fine. That's his platform. That's his thing. He can do whatever. But I just want him to know, say, hey, I see you, man. I see you, brother. I see you. And it does not look good. It absolutely does not look good. And I think that's all I'm going to say about that. I mean,
Okay, but I mean, you can't just come and put that out there and don't have me at least ask some questions, man.
well, you can
I, I
ask it. Yeah. I
I
mean,
need to know some stuff because I'm not up there with you guys. I didn't come through the ranks of you guys. I'm not
yeah,
one of the horse dogs. I'm
you
just
can you can
a
ask
keen
whatever questions. I
observer.
mean, like I said, I am the most transparent person you're gonna meet. There's nothing to hide.
Well, I don't know. That was a lot to take in.
A lot to
Uh,
digest.
yeah, it was
Well,
a lot
let's
to
let's start
digest.
unpacking it then. Let's unpack it.
It was a lot to digest. Um, but I want to reel back a bit and let's even take away from your team. And I want to ask you, what's your thoughts? I know that I've heard through the grapevine, there's always internal struggles and issues and arguments and quarrels. But I interviewed Ramel Lovell last week,
Yeah.
and he gave you guys props. He didn't say one bad thing about you guys. He continued to give you guys props on the highest level, on the biggest stages,
Well,
and
well,
I think it's only right that guys like that are rewarded as well. And I'll tell you why I say that, and that's because um, I've been digging. And obviously, you touch early. You say you don't want to make it a black and white issue, obviously, but you want to keep it factual and real. And it looks as if the winning trainer of the Barbados 2023 Gold Cup happens to be the second black man to have ever won that Gold Cup. The first one being Sean Hall.
right.
I mean, it's a really weird and strange coincidence, but it's also some very statistically facts that's out there. And apparently, Ramel, he thought of Sean on the highest level. I don't know about now because I don't know that between you guys. That's all internal.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think it's only. It should be those facts should be rewarded and in the eyes of the people, especially a man coming from where he's coming from.
Right. Well, here's the deal, right? When Romel was a little boy, I mean, people would ask him if he's Sean's son, because he was always with Sean or myself. He would always come over to our apartment. We lived together back in 93, 94, around that time, and he was always there. He was always at the apartment. So he was part of the team. He grew up around Sean. He idolized Sean. And then somehow along the line, they had their split disagreement, whatever you want to call it. But here's the fact here. The Barbados Turf Club sponsors that platform, okay? The Gold Cup is ran under the Barbados Turf Club. So you are so strong in your stance against this person that you would not even give him an interview after winning the Barbados Turf Club Sandy Lane Gold Cup. That is how deep his heels are dug in. Honestly, if it was anybody else, I am pretty sure, except me, obviously, but any other person, he would have interviewed that trainer. I'm sure he's going to interview the owner, or he have interviewed the owner because I haven't watched the show. But I'm sure, 100% sure he's interviewed the owner. He's not going to interview the jockey either because he doesn't do Jalam Sanio.
Sounds
So
like a
those
lot of
two components. But think about it, right? He had 3 big races, and 2 of the big races, he's not interviewing trainer or jockey. And the only owner he's going to interview would be Mark Goodrich. And that is not a black and white issue. That's a straight up. He thinks he's the gatekeeper now, and you little boys can't come in.
Wow, I
You could
mean,
run that fight anywhere, anyhow. It's not going to happen.
you can start. I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, for anything out there, any one of us, we can all start to peel off the layers like onions, layer by layer, and start to intensively look at these layers and see what's happening. And
But like I
I
said,
don't want to speak
if he has
on
beef
that
with
man
me,
because I don't know a lot about him.
call me. If he has something to do with me, call me. But don't spite other people. You know what I mean? They had nothing to do with our business dealings. Nobody this and that. It's me. It's you and I. So you be a big man up. Pick the phone up. My number hasn't changed, and call me. Let's talk about this. Let's get over the bullshit. But don't be oppressing people around because you think you and I got something going on. As far as I know, we don't have anything going on. You know what I mean? I think we
Well,
split equitably. I mean, I think everybody came out all right. I think. I mean, I don't owe anybody any money. I don't owe anybody anything. I just that was it. Something that didn't work out. Like I said, he's a man
well,
that pulled the final plug.
you know, it's kind of sad to hear that because I know you guys go way back,
I
um,
do, and
and
that's what I'm
Barbados is
saying.
a
It's
very
like
small island full of really great horsemen and women.
right, and if you
And
have beef with me, come deal with it. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere, and my number haven't changed. But when you I don't want to say oppressed because I think that might be too harsh of a word. I guess spite is an easier word. If you spite people around me, it's like, well, what are you doing? This is not who you are. Unless I always had him pegged around for 40 something years. I mean, don't do that. You know, deal with me if you have hate or whatever for me. Deal with me and let's get over it. I mean, I'm never in his lane. I stay out of his lane. I stay in my lane. But don't be spiting people around me because you and I don't get along or you hate me or wherever it is. But just deal with me like a man. Just come at me. Don't come at them. Leave them alone. They're just trying to make a living. That's all they're doing. You know. And then as far as the Jalisa is concerned, it's like, what did this girl ever do you? I mean, I don't get it. She deserves to be interviewed for the Gold Cup. She has a horse in the race. But again, I mean, everybody else is getting interviewed. And not to say that these people need the interview or they're like calling me up and say, oh my God, I didn't get an interview. But to me, it's just not right. I'm just, he needs to write. I don't even know he needs to right or wrong. I really don't care what he does. But, you know, leave those people alone, man. That's all I'm asking him to do. Leave them alone.
yeah, well
I
said.
mean, on one of his shows, he said something sarcastically that my horse was hurting. Well, like, what the fuck? I mean, if my horse is hurt, it stays in the stall. You know what I mean? It's like, don't say that, man. I don't talk anything about his horses, nothing like that. I don't do that kind of negativity on anybody because everybody spends their money. Everybody goes out, shops, spends their money. So I got nothing to do negative with horses. I want everybody to run. I want mine to beat them, obviously. I want everybody to run, be healthy, and anyway. I'm sure you have guests waiting there. I don't want to
Well,
go on
hang on,
forever
man, because you
because
gave me a lot. So
okay.
I wanna ask you some questions.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so is it easy to attack you? Is like, you know,
Well,
is that what it is?
he's not doing it directly, and that's the problem. He's doing it indirectly. You know, he's not doing it directly. So I'm saying those people have nothing to do with our fight if we have a fight. And if we do have a fight, I mean, I don't know about it. I really don't know about it. I mean, I guess breaking up is hard to get over, but like I said, he's the one that pulled the plug. I mean, I did not. And I
I
will
wanna
say,
I wanna say something actually, because I was speaking to a guy from New York last week, and he said Darwin Clarke, he's been successful at everything that he's touched, as a jockey, as a trainer, as a businessman, as a horse owner. And he says people should not try to discredit or dismiss you, and they should actually try to either embrace, learn, or mingle, talk, whatever with you, because you've been successful on everything that you've touched. Those are not my words.
Right. But I'm not doing this for any credit. I'm not doing this for anything. I just came back in here to help my buddy. That's basically it. I said, well, hey, let's do this. And people are like, oh, well, your horse is not, Patrick said they're D-class horses. They're not Gold Cup worthy. And I never set out to say, okay, I'm going to get a horse for the Gold Cup. It was never my plan. I said, okay, I'll get a horse. And I'm not a middle of the road guy. I don't ever want to be middle. Well, let me retract. I always say I'm a middle of the road guy because I don't want people to expect too much from me. But on a serious note now, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it well. And if I can't do it well, I'm not going to do it. So that's what you're seeing. That's not like me trying to win a Gold Cup or me trying to win the Spa Sprint. I want decent things around me. Everything. A plus everything. So if it turns out and it morphs into that, then okay, that's what we have. But that wasn't my intent when I set out to say, okay, I want a horse for the Gold Cup. It was just, I want a decent horse. But now that the bar is set pretty high, it's like, yeah, fuck, I want to win the Gold Cup. You know what I mean? Might cost me 80 grand, 90 grand, but hey, I want to win the Gold Cup. That is where I'm at today. You get to taste, so whatever. Let's go. We'll see.
Well, when we had that conversation the other day, you said, you're pretty sure Sir David Seals didn't win the first time out.
He didn't, no.
And you kept trying, and and the same thing here. But you've gotten really close. You got a feeling. You've
I got a
scraped
taste
on the door. Yeah, and now you're ready to go.
And now I have to win the Spa every year. I mean, that has to be my race every year. So
I'm pretty sure your team had a good sniff of it as well, and
oh yeah,
I'm really excited.
So Willie is not an emotional person, right? And there's a video out there that a guy did. I asked him to do it, and I'm watching, and I'm so focused on horse, and then a writer called me and said, did you see Willie? Did you see Charles? I'm like, where? He's not in the video. He's like, oh, he's punching the air in the corner. I'll share it with you someday. But anyway, I went back and watched it, and he's just like, and I'm like, oh my God. I've never seen that guy so emotional, so, pumped. So, I mean, it's like, and there's so many people that was around my circle that are now back into the racing now, and they come out. I actually played the pick six. I haven't gambled there in maybe 10 years. Like when Rock was here, I'll bet every now and then. But I spent $4,000 on the pick six, and the horse in the Tango would burst my bet. Yeah, but yeah, it's like, yeah. It was I mean, it was 100,000 guaranteed. So I figure $4,000 is not a whole lot. So yeah, I'll be coming back. I'll be coming back this week. We'll try to hit it this week.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the Turf Club and whoever runs that, they're saying thank you, Mr. Darwin Clarke, for your contribution.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I guess the wife
take some and we take some.
The wife doesn't get a new purse, I guess. A handbag.
Oh man, that's pretty funny.
It was good, man. I mean, I lost my money, and it felt good because, I got pretty close, so, and nobody won, so the money's still good.
Here's my thoughts, Darwin. And like you said, we got a couple of guests in the
waiting, man.
The back room. But
Yeah.
here's my thoughts before we do that. I just want to say, look, leading up to this Gold Cup this year, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun having you and the other people who are connected to the racing. I think it made a lot of excitement, and it made it fun and worthwhile watching. I thought that it brought some good things about the Gold Cup, and
I promise you it's going to be better next year. I promise you that.
well, I believe so. I believe so. I think all this excitement really helped, and I think it's good that the fans and also the people associated with the actual racing can do some little stuff that can help promote the sport and bring it back to where we thought it used to be, or where it used to be actually. So I mean, hats off to you, man, and to anyone else who was involved, and to all
Yeah.
the guys and the guests that came on this platform and did their thing. It was a tremendous effort. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
tried my best to get somebody from the Barbados Turf Club too, but a lot of
Hey,
times,
I try for you. I
you
think
know,
I still have a few little old friends there, so I'll try. I'll try. I'll try this week. See if you get somebody on.
yeah, that'll be real cool.
Yeah.
Just so that people can see. Um, well, you said what you had to say. I guess I can continue this some more, but let's bring who should we bring?
I don't know. Who do you have?
Well, let's bring your trainer. I think he's the first time coming on probably any online platform. I'm very
Wow.
happy to have him on.
Hey,
Uh,
he said he's going to come in after he wins the Gold Cup. So he's not coming because he didn't win the Gold Cup.
well,
Remember that when
you
I
know,
told you he was going to win his first race as a
yes,
trainer?
yes,
Yeah, and he said no, Gold Cup. So anyway, bring him on. Let's see him.
Mr. Charles Williams.
Oh.
Hey, good night to one another.
What's
Good
up,
night, my
Willie?
brother.
What's going on, man?
Cool, bro.
Hey, Derek, look, I don't want to steal the man's thunder, but I got to tell you a quick joke about this guy. It's not really a joke, but it's just a fact, right? When we were young, back in the 80s, and this guy used to have jerry curls, right? Jerry curls like down to his neck, and it's probably what, circa 85, I think, probably. And then
Probably.
I didn't see the guy for a number of years. And then I saw the guy, and the guy got dreadlocks down to his butt. I'm like, oh my God, that's not the same guy. That was a
Nice,
quick
nice.
tidbit on the guy.
Hey, look, man. Don't leave us,
I'm
Darwin,
not
unless you
leaving.
got to
I'm
go.
here. Yeah.
I just want to quiz Charles. Well, first of all, Charles, I want to say congratulations to you and your team for doing such a hell of a job on those horses and getting Joqular that win in the Spa.
Thanks.
I I know that it's you came up a little short, a lot short in the Gold Cup, but I'm pretty sure you've seen what happened. And, maybe you can build off of that, um, and maybe you can talk a little bit on that. But first of all, I just want to say, first and foremost, it's good to see you because I've never seen you before, and I've heard so much about you, and people are always complimenting you. I tried my best on Gold Cup Day to say which one is Charles Williams, which one, who is he, and I couldn't tell. All I knew that you had dreadlocks and that was it. But now I know who you are, and congratulations, my friend. I heard a lot of good things about you.
Thanks. First of all, I want to commend you on your show. All nice as always.
Thank you.
Good show. Keep it going. But this is Charles. Simple as it is. Simple as you get it. This is me. But with the Gold Cup, as you were saying, a little disappointed, but understandable because she started your show just signs are coming into season, probably Thursday, Friday. So that's Phillies and Mares, that's how it goes. So understandable. You go always will come again another time. Probably a different horse. Could be the same horse, but understandable. But at the end of the day, two runners, one gotta give thanks for that.
Well said. Well said. No, I've heard from not only Darwin, but quite a few people that you're a really good horseman. You don't care about all the bright lights and all the interviews, even though that well deserved some of them. But you're strictly into the horses, and that's what you do. Is that so?
Horses. The interviews needed at times because some people and fans and whoever like horses will hear other people's opinions. So interviews are okay, but I don't really try to do much of them because when they start horses and they start to talk, I could talk all day. Most people would say that about me. So I just be on my own little way with the horses because at the end of the day, the horses. You just need to get the horses is good. If the horses not happy and people around them happy, I'm gonna be happy. You know what I mean? If the horse is happy and people ain't happy, if the horse is happy, it's cool. Because at the end of the day, horse racing is horses. You need good horses, you need a good trap. If I don't get good races, then you need good punters. So everything got to come together for everything to be successful. As Darwin was saying earlier, Gold Cup there, that was a success. That we need. That what races need. Get horses coming from all over. Because the Gold Cup was this year was a good invitational race due to the fact the horses that came, like most of the horse that won, he never ran here. The one that ran second never ran here. The one that ran third, he only ran here twice. Then like even my horse Vividly, she only ran here twice. So it was a good race. Fans didn't really sure what to expect, so everybody stayed on one corner. But that's what made the race that interesting. But it was a nice race, decent horses. Hopefully next year we even see better horses. But overall, happy with how they did, man.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really also happy, and I'm excited to get people who watch this platform to see who you are, to know who you are. I'm pretty sure for guys like yourself, you need your compliments. You also need people to know what you do. When I first started doing this platform quite a few years ago, I did. Interviews with other people, and the whole intent was to get people who were not known to be known, and people who are kind of like in the shadows to be outside the shadows. And I've continued to go down that line, and I'm trying my best to also promote just the people within the horse racing, especially. So I'm really glad to see that you've taken this approach and jump in front of the spotlight and do your thing, man, and be rewarded for what you did as a trainer.
Spotlight don't scare me, but as I said, it's just my mind is concentrated on horses, strictly horses. I don't try to get them in too much talk, like how the handicappers and how all these things happen. Because at the end of the day, understand it. I find in races, some people don't understand. You will get a guy arguing about something, trying to tell somebody how to do it, but he don't understand either. So don't care what you do, it can always be an argument. Because you're telling a man he can't do something, he don't understand how to do it, but you don't know how to do it either. So to compliment on those things, I know different. I can handicap all your horses in at the garrison because, to be quite honest, they're not much. And handicapping is something that you can't just say, you can't come around and just learn handicapping like that. Handicapping seems you got to really understand the positions, and then you just got certain things in place. Like, for instance, Darwin was saying, a horse got disqualified, got place if still get promoted. Handicapping is always the final position. You can't be watching a race and see a horse get blocked, 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 and then it didn't get a run. It ran sixth or seventh, and say, as a handicapper, I can move this horse X, Y, Z because if it get a clear run, it would have run fourth. And things like that is happening sometimes in handicapping. But sometimes some people just don't know. It's all good to feel, And if you know, and everybody around you don't know, and you feel one in my skin the blind. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's how it goes. So you don't really try to get into too much of that talk, handicapping, track talk, or you track this, you track that. Because I just feel everything can get deal with, but you gotta got people that know what to deal with. So it's put a man to do a job and he feel he know, and the people around him feel he know a little more than them. They feel he's the perfect man, but he might not even know half what another man know. So it's all about finding the right people to do the right jobs and building the right teams, and it will be a lot different. The track need a team. Oh, I know one of the most disappointing things for me is the racetrack. The racetrack got a lot of grass. It's called man grass that need taking up. When it get wet, it get slippery, get dangerous for riders. As a rider, you understand that. I never ride races, but I ride thousands of horses. And there's simple things. I feel the track need a team that they come to work, all they deal with is the racetrack. They don't have to go nowhere in the park to do nothing. Their job, racetrack. And it's best to get women, because women do that kind of work easier than men.
Hey, you
Women is
can't be
always plan the
sexist. Hey,
days.
hey, you can't be sexist.
I telling you, women would take out that grass easier than men. It ain't about sexist.
Derek,
Well,
I'm a kind of farmer there. I do
well,
my children, my sons do farming. They grow lettuce, different veg. Certain jobs when it comes to farming, women they have more patience. Most men tend. I ain't saying they won't find guys that would do it, but in that kind of work, most women carry more patience, so they will get probably a better job. I ain't saying can I mix them, but women do that, guys. You gotta take out that grass because grass is easy to grow, but you gotta know what you're doing.
yeah, but
Grass need fertilizer.
you can't say that stuff out loud. I'll just tell you. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the North American Barbadian thing. You can't.
but I just want to like double check on what Charles was saying, because I think what Charles might be trying to say is that women are very specific about certain things. I think
They're
that's what you may
diligent.
be
They're
trying to say.
diligent. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
say
They,
you need a diligent person.
like
No.
like guys will just be vague. Women are very specific and say,
Right.
hey,
They're
look,
diligent.
this is
Yeah.
how it should
They're
be done.
Yeah. It's
meticulous,
true.
whatever. So you need a
But
meticulous
a
person.
person. Yeah. But
Now,
things could be better. They just go a planet. Because I wasn't around the races for a little while. And since Darwin called me and told me, well, he got a couple of horses. We have some fun. We to that age, we can have some fun and just enjoy horses. And I was a little disappointed when I went back to the track because I figured some certain things had went on, move on from the last time I was there. But things still are on shady. They're trying, but as I say, you gotta get people that know. A guy that could do repairs around a house might not be able to do repairs around a horse. And it's simple as that. Boys that will work on a gate at your house ain't gonna work on your horses. So if you bring a guy that he's just a guy that he know about repairing certain things, you might tell him, yeah, we need a somewhere you gotta fix a bolt or you gotta do certain things. He might leave use the wrong things. Then next day horse pass it, cut it, scratch it, something like that. So everything where horses is concerned, you need Pacific people for Pacific jobs. And that's
uh,
basically it. Anybody can do it.
I want to get away from that line of the topic, and I want to kind of focus more on you, because you
Mm.
know you've been doing such a great job leading up to the Gold Cup, and you had many fans complimenting you and saying you're really good with the horses, and you know what you're doing, and Darwin was saying the only person that can beat you is you, and stuff like that. I mean, that must make you feel really good. But as for a horseman, I'm pretty sure you want to improve on that now that you've actually tasted some glory now in these later years of your life. And is this something that you see down the line since Darwin brought you back out?
Yeah, sure. Horses, you need good horses, quality, because all horses can run. Some can barely run, some can run really fast. So you need good horses, but you also have to have them on a program. Every horse needs it on a program. And so long as you do most things right, you will get results. But you need the best of everything. I like the best riders, the best grooms. We want the best of everything. But our team is a fairly big team. Our team have handicappers, got advisors. So it might people might want to see Darwin or they might hear me as a trainer, but we got all guys around us that always give us our voice. We got handicappers. They could do every horse that come in who bad. They could do it every way, run it over. Just get send them my phone. Like I don't got call people there to do that. So he's got to check form, see good
Yeah.
horses. I hope we get good horses.
We have a very good supporting cast.
Well, I mean, I'm really happy that you have a really good team, Darwin and Charles, and I'm really happy that I'm actually getting to see you because, to be honest, I didn't know what you look like. I just hear about you. I thought you was just a myth. I thought you was, I thought it was a myth. I'm like, nah, this is no. There's nobody named Charles Williams. The only Charles Williams I knew died. He was so great, man.
I begged the guy.
Charles Williams.
I begged the guy to come on before he sold his first horse. I said, "Look, you're gonna win your first race. Let's go on. Let's tell Derek your story." But he's like, "No, after the Gold Cup." It's like,
That was the goal
yeah.
from the time the
It
year
was a-
to turn. We
was a
always
good
figure
run.
out. Yeah, it was a good run. Horses
Yeah.
camping, went some great ones. Then the Gold Cup came. The horses did everything that you really asked them to do. So a good run. But it's always build, as you say, and learn, and you try to get better, better, and better. But good start. Got to try to keep it up. Quality horses will help you to do that.
It's gonna be scary
So-
in a couple of years, I think.
Yeah,
Now,
couple of
I
years.
want to ask you both of you, but I want to ask Charles since I got Charles here. Because I know there's a connection with one of the horses that's down there, Corsi, and how's that horse doing? Is he managed to get on top of anybody yet, or what? What's happening?
Yeah. He covered his first mare, Miss Savvy. He covered her last week, so just waiting for the other mirrors. Right now, he has about 10 bookings, hoping to get at least 10 more for a first prop. But we'll see how it goes. So I just waiting for some mirrors get their time to come into season, and he'll get some. Got about 10 bookings. Hopefully, we get some more.
Oh, nice. That's good to hear. It was a hell of a horse. It's unfortunate what happened to that horse, but a hell of a horse. Had a bright future ahead of him. Well, I hope that we can influence you to come back out of that shell and come on the platform down the line, and we can chop it up and talk a little bit more. Charles, know that you've got a sniff of the online sensation. I'm hoping that can influence you to come back and do this again, and perhaps we can talk a little bit more intensely. Is there anything else you want to say? Because I don't know if you want to stick around because we got Rocco Boyne who's going to join us in a minute. Do you want to stick around or
I'll
what?
stick around. So long as this horse is, I'll be here.
All right. Well, let's bring my man Rock in and see. Let's hear his Gold Cup experience. Rocco Boyne,
Hey, what's up, man?
did you just turn your view because your view looked different now?
Yeah, you look
After
different,
a
brother,
minute.
man.
Yeah.
But that's all right though.
As Darwin can tell you, man, I'm a guy that always have a charging problem. My juice was getting a little low, so I had to plug it in for a little bit, and it was charging on the side.
Oh my God, the man told me he had a full battery, man. Hey, Derek, if you ever want to buy this guy a Christmas present, buy him a phone charger.
A phone charger?
Yeah, I have like 6 of his chargers in my car. Every time he gets in my car, he have a different charger, and he leaves it in my car all the time. He even left a charger that had like 10 different prongs coming all out of it. It looks like a kite, like a Bayesian kite, man.
Hey, that's crazy, Rocco. Rocco, so welcome again, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Well, Rocco, I want to ask you about your experience in this year down in Barbados, and You had an amazing time. I want to do something because Darwin, can I just put you backstage because I want to
Of
bring Rock to the
course.
front light.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just put
See
you
ya.
backstage for a minute.
Yeah,
All right,
I'll be here.
all right, all right, Rock. Um, so Rock, Barbados. You went down there. You had two goals, two specific goals, and that was to win the Spa and to win the Gold Cup. Obviously, one of them didn't happen, and I was curious because Nancy, she kind of spilled it a little bit. She was complimenting Joqular. She's saying how muscular Joqular neck was, and she's like, this horse looks ready, and all this stuff. Did you know?
Oh yeah, from that day when I got on and I went home and I took like a 4 hour nap, you know, because like we guess took her easy so she didn't get away from me. I took like a 4 hour nap. I know we're in for a serious racehorse, you know. The whole team, Charles, the groom, everybody, they had the horse ready, man. I just put an icing on the cake, man, you know. Like we say, we got handicappers, everyone on our team, and we just sit down, we came up with a game plan and, luckily executed, and, we didn't look like the crazy people.
Well, I mean, what was the vibe like from a jockey perspective? You walk out there and you see the fans surrounding the track, and the excitement was in the air. Did it bring back some good memories from years ago?
Oh, it was electric, man. It was like, I mean, I never seen it like that before. The Garrison, it was on like steroids, man. It was from race one. There were people lined up from the night before the scurries. I never seen the scurries like that. The scurries are a popular thing, but I think the scurries had a record crowd for that day, and then so that was good energy leading into the Gold Cup, man. And it was a great move for Barbados, a really great move. I'm looking forward to next year. Cause you try to get better and strive for better. So if they try to top what they did this year, it's gonna be even more electric, man.
Yeah, definitely. And you should always improve on something. Next year you do better, and then the next year you should always do better. No, I noticed, in the winners circle, if you call it winners circle, you were quite emotional after the spa. What did that mean to you?
Boy, it mean everything, man. I mean, to win it for Darwin and win it for Charles, and then I had my dad there, and my family. It mean everything. I had Nancy there. It mean everything, man. It was, and like I said, I dropped a week of work riding in Oakland, and I would do it again if the Gold Cup was next week, and I'd do it the same way. Guess how much it mean to me. Because those memories, you take them with you until you're gone, man. The money, it comes and it goes. You know,
Yeah,
that's what it meant to me. Guess the memories of doing it, man. And when I see my mom coming back, guess before I took the picture, that was everything, man.
yeah. I can only imagine, man. I mean, congratulations, my friend. I mean, uh, you did it. Congratulations. And you came up short in the Gold Cup. But I was noticing that you were quite at the tip there. You're like right on the heat. I thought most fans thought that Vividly was going to run from behind. The plan change or just the pace was a little bit hot on that day.
Oh no, I had a good position. I really had to fight for my position. I was comfortable with my position. And that's one thing about Barbados. The fans always think that they know it, and you can't train horses by what the fans think. It's one thing if the fans can handicap and figure that out, but there's not a lot of fans in Barbados that can handicap. They just go by a lot of hearsay. And even when I come Barbados, I have my peoples there that get me my homework. And the first time I told them that, they're like, homework. I was like, yeah, I can't go someplace and ride unless I got handicapping tool material. After handicap horses, that's what wins races, and because I'm coming home to Barbados, I don't ride it every day. I got to be even more sharper and be a better handicapper and have all the tools I need because it's still a horse race. At the end of the day, it's a horse race. You understand? And like I say, I was happy with my position, gets the horse thing fire, and it happens. And when you get disappointed on other big days before, and as you grow, you take the disappointments a little better, and you look forward to the next year. And the key part, the horse came back good, and the horse was not harmed, so we could always fight another day. That's the simple part. The horse came back good, so we all were good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really no, I was saying that's a really good professional way to deal with it. Obviously, So I mean, from you guys being professionals, that's really the best way to deal with it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you're not going to win every race.
no,
No.
but check
Yeah.
it out.
No.
If we really had, to do some work on a horse, or the horse was hurt and we got beat too, that would be even double disappointment. We just had to evaluate what mistake happened and what misfired. And once we evaluate that, we figured it out. The horse was good. It's easy squeezing, man. It's another fight. Another fight.
Now, I'm gonna get to Charles in a second, but I just want a little bit more from you. Just to get the experience to hear from you yourself. On Gold Cup Day, what was the feeling like? You had so many of you great jockeys in the jocks room. What was the vibe like for you guys to all be together again, just to kind of like associate with each other and kind of have a chit chat and what was it like?
Well, it's a good vibe, man. It's home. I never ridden with Sean Levy before. Got to ridden with him. Um, ridden with Patrick a couple of times, and you know, to be with the good riders and the young riders at home. It's always good, man. It's home, and I just, like it's just a different vibe, man. It's all love, and like Nancy said, it's nothing but pure good vibes, man. And for her to see that, it was really good, man, because the Garson is different. The crowd is so close, and like how Charles got so emotional, and it's different in America. Horse racing is all on the day, and after that night, it's on to the next day racing. And Barbados, that energy carries on, man. And so that's the difference about Barbados racing and America racing, that, will always be with you, and that's why I came in for the team to feel that energy, because it's a little different in America riding 365 days. That energy is not really there like how it is in Barbados. Like morning workouts, people are there. It doesn't matter if it's a big day, a normal day, people are always there for morning workouts, man. People get work late because they go to watch horses work out, can afford it, so it gets different.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I'm really happy to hear that all the jocks were vibing, and because to be honest, like like fans and people who are naturally interested in racing, you don't see these people on the back stretch. You don't see these people with the horses, but there is a fan base out there that people talk, and I know a lot of them, and they don't come around the track or anything, but they just watch and they talk, and they love to hear and to see you guys and see your names. And now we get to see who Charles is, because now a lot of people know who Rocco is. Well, I mean, they knew you from many years ago, but now we can hear you, Rocco. We can feel you, Mr. Charles Williams. And that's what people want to. People want to feel like they know you guys, right? And it's good that you guys are doing this kind of stuff, because people really want to embrace you.
True.
So.
And to ride for Charles is pretty easily, man. Charles got no instructions. It's two things he tell you: jock, no disappointment, and give them the head and the nod. That's easily, man. Sometimes you ride for trainers, they give you a whole bag of instructions, and by the time you get to the start, you know, that's not going to happen, and so you got to play it in your hand. But to ride for Charles is easy. Don't disappoint them, jock, and the end and the knot, man. It don't get no more simple than that.
Now, I want to bounce over to Charles and let got both you and Charles here, and both you guys can add to the conversation. And Charles, is there anything like like I don't want to steal your secrets, obviously. I don't want people to steal your secrets, also. But what do you do different that makes you such a great horseman?
How to put it? Probably just love them differently. Give them what they deserve. As I said, there's a lot of secrets, so I could put it as just love.
Yeah.
Your animals.
Yes.
You gotta take care of them.
Well said.
I do everything secretly. So feeding, grooming, whatever. Who see, who no. But I just try to keep it together because at the end of this competition, I love English races, and when you see the competition, how horses is be barns far away from each other, come together on our race and horses clash. You don't know, people don't know programs. One of these go, the horses go to talk, and from the time they see your horse, they should know that this horse like a picture have. So that speak for itself. If you want to get them look like a picture of health, and you don't know, I can help you. But basically, I don't really give up my secrets. Like horses do talking. It's all about horses.
I want to ask
So
you. I want to ask you. Something because a trainer once told me, training horses is really just a patience game, and are you finding that now in this stage of your career?
not no from the beginning is always patience. Horses is one of the animals. They can't tell you what hurt him. Some days they get it, they don't feel all there. Horses, animals, some of them still got sinuses. Some got all little different things they can't tell you. So it's always patience to figure them out. You can't just see something and want to figure out, oh, it got to be that. It's always patience. Time. Time is essential when it comes to horses. If you got owners or people that just like to rush them or don't wait, some of them don't got longevity. It's one horses that could carry on. So that if you build in a barn, you get 2 year olds, there's two a stern tree. If you keep them strong, keep them going, you will get 4 year olds. And if you keep some of them as strong as you could get by taking time, you will get a good older horse. Because some horses don't improve at a young age. Some horses train on as they get older, got to get stronger. Some horses, good horses, young, they don't train on. They run the best years between 2, 3, 4. So it's always patience. Horses let you know where they want to be and where they want to go and where they want to be at. So it's all about patience and treat everyone individual different because all don't like the same thing, So
Oh,
you just gotta figure them out.
I, having a little bit of to hear a little bit about you, I'm really excited to want to have you back on at some point, just to have you by yourself, so you can school me a little bit about some of this stuff, and we can have a good conversation. But I want to get to the jockey here and get his thoughts some more because I see that he's falling asleep there on me. He's just, I know that he's probably up from 3 o'clock in the morning or something. So I want to get him before he dozes off. Jock.
Yeah, I'm still catching myself on a Barbados trip. To be honest, man, it
Oh,
was so much.
really?
I'm still catching myself, man. To be honest with you.
I had a great time, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Ross. Thank you, Charles. Yeah,
Did a
had it.
good job. Good right.
Thank you, appreciate that, man.
Darwin was saying he punched the air, but normally I don't really get excited that kind of way. But from the half my pole, I know we won. So it was when the interference came and she went sideways, they was like, shh, you come and just hit this horse right there. Like, no. And then at the same time, Dominus, he got a clear path, so he was coming down the middle like a gambara. But she did well,
Yeah, she did, man.
and you
Well,
did great.
thank
I
you.
So
want to ask you about that ride, Rocco, man. You got to tell me what that ride because, that was a really good ride, actually. I don't know if people told you that, but just watching it and watching it a few times, I said, holy, I didn't see this. But then I saw you kind of get up there, just kind of get back a little bit, and then you went at it again. Um, what was the feeling like? And what was the feeling like once you crossed that line? Well, actually, I want to ask you, what was the feeling like when the horse came over on you? What were you thinking?
I always get thinking it's American racing. It's time to belly down now, boys. It's like tracks like Oakland and Churchill, that kind of tracks. You get a race at a little more than certain tracks. I just thought it was like American races. It's time to belly down now. It's no time for crying. It's time to rub elbows and get the job done. That's what I was thinking. That's why I came there. So it was like it was no different. And it was like it was already full in swing. Once I got bumped, it's just you just go with the flow, and you try to stay in your lane. And like when the contact is initiated first, you always got upper hand in the storage room. And the first two contacts was initial first from the opposite horse. I probably made a third contact, but it was just 50-50 coming together. But there was no space there for me to go right hand at that time. I know she's on the wrong lead, but there's no reason for me to go right hand there. I need to, keep my stick in my left and try to get her to reload. And once I realized she grabbed a bit again and she reloaded, I didn't even worry about her switching legs, And I wanted her to switch legs because we didn't see the best of her yet, not even close, And I even think if I didn't get the bump, she would have still won like by 3 or 4. Only thing different we would have seen probably 1 or
With a
4
switch.
flat, you know, like the guy said, she would have leveled off, but we're
Yeah.
gonna see the best 7.8. They're gonna see the real Joqular.
Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of fans right now who are actually saying that Jockey is their favorite horse and all that kind of stuff. But if this horse is turning out to be the horse that I guess you guys imagine it to be, it's going to be a hell of a horse. It's going to be something else. And I'm hoping that Rocco, you get to come back now and get on top of her again and do your thing, my friend.
Well, I
What's
think we're gonna make this a yearly thing, and my agent that's here in Arkansas, I think he already knows it's a yearly thing, and he may join us on the trip next year. So I don't think that'll
oh,
be a
nice.
problem because, for my career at my age now, I'm just trying to stay happy, and to come home and do that once a year, that's going to keep me happy. And for my family to see me ride live once a year, not on the computer, that's going to keep me happy. Will I lose business coming home for a week? Hell yeah, I will. But the memories is what I want to take with me and share with my kids,
You saying that I think is really a good thing if a lot of the top Barbadian jockeys are able to come back home and excite the fans and excite the racing. I think that would be good. I mean, not to take away anything from the jockeys who are already there and who are home based, but I think they would understand as well that we all got to work together, and
Oh, for
all
sure.
you guys got to work together. So it builds. You guys have a bit of a press time and a bit of media time out in North America and elsewhere, and it works well for everyone.
Yes, it does, and hopefully in the long run it works even better for the turf club to keep on attracting better horses, because that's the ultimate goal. Better horses, you're gonna have better horse racing. You understand? And it's we want it back to like when it was in the 80s. I don't really know those times because I was born in '89, but I always heard my dad talk about it. I always heard my dad talk about Darwin, Biaf, and like Charles said, he could talk races till the moon comes up, and that's how my dad was and still is. And I
Yeah.
didn't even know Charles knew my dad. When I told Charles, "Hey, that's my dad," he's like, "Jock, man, that man went to school with me." I didn't even know.
Yeah. Your dad and I went to school together. And
Wow.
Wow,
my
man.
and another jock dad and I went to school together too. Yus Rashid.
Yeah.
His dad and I went to school.
So,
Wow.
you
Well,
know, I had all the guys there and all the team and my boys from the Pine. I mean, it was the ultimate, man. Like I lost a couple of winners from America, but I didn't feel like I lost anything because I feel anything I gained more winners, and a lot of my friends here from Oakland all over America, they were watching, and for them to take time out and watch, like that's what we need because they're gonna pass on that. Man, you seen Barbados racing down there, man. We gotta take it. I got people here telling me, man, you can't go next year, by we coming with you. It's like that's what we.
It's
People
fun in the sun.
but fun it like Charles said, fun
Fun
this
in the
that.
sun.
We only gonna run into one problem. We're gonna gotta start bringing some more jockeys. 'Cause I can only ride one horse. So it's getting competitive, and that's what we want to see, man. Because pretty soon, I'm gonna got this person tugging, man. You gotta ride for me, and then when it all bows down, I think they know I'm gonna ride for my family. But that's where it's at, man. And Darwin made this possible for all of us, man. And I mean, he's a special guy. He's just a special guy.
Well,
Awesome guy.
like I said to him earlier, one guy he was telling me, that Darwin's been successful at everything he touched. So I'm not surprised if people are saying those things about him. I think it's a good thing that you guys are embracing and following and kind of vibing with him. It's a great thing. Uh, Charles, I want to quiz you again. I know you stay away from the controversy and you stay away from the arguments. You just deal with the horses.
All right.
But did it hurt you any bit when you heard that Joqular was hurting and rumors like that?
No, I don't even hear things. To be quite honest, even if people see me track Sundays, people show me 3, 4 things, and like, you see, you don't hear it good. Like Sundays is going to zone. People could say anything but my horses. It don't bother me because I gonna know what my horses are, at, where they're at. So nothing like that don't bother me. I don't have anything to hide when it comes to horses. Horses are simple. If your horse go at 10, and they go at 10, and if they get a joint, they have a joint. But things do happen to horses. Sometimes you could do things to hurt them. So you just gotta try to avoid that because if you're doing things to hurt them, always remember they will hurt themselves as well. So you just go try your best to keep them as happy and as sound as it is. Who say what? You don't let that bother you. If you take the time out to study what people are saying, you're gonna use that energy to put it into your animal, and all
Well,
that is help.
I want to ask both of you guys because I know Rocco had a bit of a media time down there. He's all over. I didn't see you, but did you feel like the excitement was back, Charles, to the garrison?
I feel so. I love the race there. Crowd was like electric. Everything was like pumped, like as Rock saying, yeah, he don't know yeah, but the 80s was like everything that should be pumped, pump, pump, pump. Horses charged, fans, crowd, argument. It was like that this time. I hope to get a lot more like this one. But as I say, horses make it happen. I any these horses. If you don't get good horses, you don't get good crows. You don't get good betting. So you need good horses. So thanks to all the owners that bring horses for the race, and I hope to bring more next time. Everyone that was involved in the day, big thanks.
Big
No,
thanks.
For
Yeah.
that, yeah, big thanks to everyone involved. All the owners, trainers, grooms, spectators, everybody. Big thanks.
no,
Hope
I
that we
know
can
that.
get another day like this.
Well, this is what it's going to lead to because I know Rocco and probably for you and many of the owners and so forth. I know that you guys get a good commitment from I think Sandy Lane and you get sponsor and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
could there be another day actually added to the year, like another big day besides the Gold Cup?
Yeah.
Well, should be. It should be. To be honest with you, you know, it should be like for the local bred horses. Like
Mm.
in America, you got a normal big day, and then you got a big day for the state bred horses, so they get to shine. So there should be another big day for the Barbados Creoles, just not Derby Day. There should be a whole day that all 10 races, only Barbados local bred horses. It'll encourage people to breed more Barbados local bred horses.
Interesting. I
Well
mean,
said.
yeah, well, yeah.
You
Uh,
need sponsors too. You just got to get some sponsors to come aboard
That's true.
and walk. But as they say, good horses, good action. People, it could encourage other people that are watching on. So it's just the standard that no set. We got to try to maintain it. As long as we can maintain our standard of racing, certain little adjustments to help. And I feel things will happen.
all right. Well, to be honest, I feel like what I'm doing and what other people are doing. I think it helps and it helps everyone involved in the game. I think for all the guys who've started doing having a platform and I'm bringing the trainers and bringing the jockeys to the forefront. It helps. I think
Yeah.
now the guys behind the scenes have to play their part now as well too. So
True.
you got to do some big things yourself. Rock, before you go, I want to ask you, are you still looking for that Kentucky horse?
Oh yeah, man. I'm actually gonna move my tack to Kentucky this year, right? Kentucky all season. Churchill, Ellis Park, Keeneland, right after Oakland. But yeah, and I'm still looking for that Kentucky horse, and I think that's what keeping me in the fight, and the Barbados Gold Cup too is keeping me in the fight going a couple more years, and so for sure. And I want to say something to compliment the camera people at home. The camera and the video and the footage, it's on another level right now in Barbados. And I want to say big kudos to the camera people, man. And I know it's not easy, and I know they don't have expensive cameras and stuff like here, but however they're doing it gracefully, and they're making it happen. And I mean, the camera feed is like top notch from all the camera people that are putting the, like how you guys are putting your platforms together. I think the camera people are coming together too, and they're making it happen because these the feed, the color, the graphics, the sounds. I mean, it's top notch, man. And I can only see in a year or so how much better they're going to get, man. So more kudos to all the camera and the photography and the media people at home too, man, because I don't think they get as much respect as they need, So, if we speak up and people know that, people needs to know that they're doing a good job. Not only when they're doing a bad job to criticize them. We need
Yeah.
to let
Shout
people
out
know
to
that they're doing a
shout
good
out to
job.
the camera guys too. They're really doing a good job. They're taking
Yeah.
us out of places so people can see us all over the world. But
It's true.
the footage is awesome. Special shout out to those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like
it was really good to watch. Really good
the
to watch.
digital footage were really punching, man. I mean, you could see every detail on Willie's hand, and I mean, it's great. You could see the excitement on Willie's face, and like, yeah, it's
That
amazing.
racing scenes live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
racing scenes live. He's the guy that do. He actually do most work around my horses. Wherever he do, he always there taking it to the beach, wherever. He just loves to do that.
You know,
But he's doing a good job. And other camera crews too, doing an awesome job. They just gotta keep it up and keep promoting and keep pushing this and
keep
everybody come together and it will happen.
it's true. You never know. You may see one of these same camera people one day at Breeders' Cup or the
It's
same
true.
Kentucky Derby. You know,
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Well, let's hope that with the job that they're doing, that we see a lot more people come down to Barbados and be part of the activity, and we hope to see it even more crowded, double. That would be awesome for the entire industry, entire racing. I think it'll be awesome, man.
true.
So let's hope that it brings and attracts more people because a camera can make you look pretty or it can make you look really ugly. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so those guys did a really good job. Um, Charles, Rock, is there anything you guys want to get out there before we push off this boat and set this ship sailing?
I just want to say thank you to the whole team, man, and thank you for, making my sister Nancy feel welcome. And thank you, Charles, for talking to her. And I mean, thank you, the groom. Thank you, Jalissa. Thank you, Mr. Paul Dowdy. Thank you, the whole team, man, because it was a pleasure coming right for you guys, man. And like I say, if you guys call me next week and with that have that same Goka energy, I'll drop everything to come and ride because it's for me right now, it's about the memories, man, and just be happy, And so thank you, the whole team, man. And I'm already got the countdown. I'm not like Darwin, the full 300 or how much days, seconds, and time to next year Gold Cup. He's on that level. I guess no, it's like 350 something days now to next year's Gold Cup.
That's good to
Charles?
hear from you, Joe. Thanks a lot. I want to thank everybody, all you, my owners, my whole team, everyone at Buddy in the Racing Circle fraternity for making that day possible. And I hope that we could do it again sometime next year. As you all say, hopefully something happens, some big sponsors come aboard, and we can have a big day somewhere down the year. That would do the races a lot of good. The guys have as a Creole there or another whatever, but thanks to everybody. Everybody.
Well,
And
I
to
just want to
you,
say,
great show.
well, to be honest, I just want to say thanks to you guys. I'm really happy that you came on the platform here, Charles, because like I said, we're trying to figure out who you were, and and you're
They will
real.
see.
You're actually a living person. So you're here, you're alive, and you're awesome.
He's not a
Rocco,
no more.
They will
what was
see me
that?
again. I'll
He's
come
not.
on the show sometime again.
Sorry, Rocco, what was that you said?
He's not the mystery man no more.
No, he's not. He's in living color, man. Rocco, look, thanks to you. Thanks for blessing the platform a few times already. I'm hoping that we can connect as it warms up here in North America. I
Oh,
don't
for
know where
sure.
you're gonna go next when you leave Oak Lawn, perhaps Kentucky,
Kentucky,
Churchill.
Kentucky.
Uh,
I'm gonna go
but
see
I,
a little bit first, and then Kentucky the next week.
Well, I'm hoping you get a little bit closer down the line because I definitely want to pop over the border and come see you. I don't want to go down Kentucky. Nothing against Kentucky, but I don't want to go down Kentucky right now.
But we could arrange that, man. I guess talk to my agent and we figure out a couple of days. And I'm a traveling man. I'll get in my car once they got a full tank of gas. I'll be there, man.
Yeah, I know that for sure. You're a traveling man for real. So, hey, guys, listen. Thank you guys for coming on. We're not going to see Darwin again for the night. He's gone. He's gone. He said his piece and he's gone. So, so thank you guys, and thanks everyone for watching. And we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bless.
Thanks, guys.